All right. This is the second time we've had Brandon from NSPECT on. Not only do they have AEC focused solutions, but also insurance focused solutions. So NSPECT takes 3D data and creates layers on top that show what your team needs to see. This could be a virtual inspection, a restoration tour, or a work plan for a site on how to repair and maintain a priority. Brandon has a couple of fun facts. First of all, he is a private pilot and visits clients all over the country in his plane, learning how they can solve their problems in person instead of on Zoom. That is impressive. The other two are also very relevant, I think, to insurance. He was crushed by an elevator at 19 and was nearly killed, which I'm glad to hear that you made it. And he was also bit twice by a brown recluse spider. And his arm was being amputated, and in a last minute idea by the surgeon, he managed to save it. So Brandon, hopefully you have incredibly good insurance. If not, everybody on the call should have you on their call list and be selling you just really amazing insurance because you live
or to have me not on their call list and not write a policy on me, right?
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, I will let you talk about NSPECT instead of all the crazy stuff you've been up to. Do you want to share your screen and take over?
Yeah, we can jump into that. So
perfect.
Thanks everybody for having this, especially again, we love coming out here on the Space Gym. So we've got about 5 minutes here. Make sure I can find my clock. So in short, what we do at NSPECT is we make 3D data and digital twins actionable. We've been a longstanding partner. We've loved Matterport. We ran into problems where sometimes when we couldn't get people around a computer or into a boardroom, we had to get that data actionable and we had to do it quickly was what we needed to do. And then in the course of that, what we realized that there were tools that were out there that just anytime companies, large companies, especially in the insurance world, they go and invest, it's not only just the investment in software, but it's the human capital and the time it takes to onboard and bring a new solution. So we had to do that quickly. We had to make it where it was very quick for people to onboard their clients or internal clients. And by that, when we say quick, everything we do is meant and designed to be, if you've never seen NSPECT, you can run through training and be onboarded and up and running in less than an hour. And that's one of our core values when it comes to development, how we design features. And then the other thing that we had to do was we had to play nice with everyone. So we went through very extensive APIs because not everybody's system wants to use, not everybody wants to use another system. They need to capture data, get it where it needs to go. So if we jump into it right out of the gate, basically you've got a model that you can move around in. As you notice, we've got what we call the points of interest that are over here. At any point in time, if I see something here, if I need to make a point, if I just stop my mouse from moving, I can click and then I move over. You can say that this is, you know, this is paint. This is something that needs an on-site inspection and we can call it demo. And then we can call it another demo. And we can say that this is actually high priority that we need to get this taken care of, and then we can save it. Now the colors change. Also, if we need to get into a much more granular detail, we can actually place our point and move it to the exact that it might be that this actual hand, you know, rail is where we've got the problem. With that, as we move through these different project types, and all of these fields are customizable up here at the top based on your type of project. If it's a pre-loss inspection or a loss inspection, however you want to look at it, we can move to every one of these points. We can say that this is where an outlet was actually needed. But if we come back into here, we also have the ability to go in and look at comments that we have a comment here. We have the ability to do a resolution status where someone might have taken a 2D picture and then shown that, yes, we've actually placed the outlet there. If we want to, we can move through all of the points. We can filter where we get actually the heart, and as we say, how do we make these things actually actionable, is we generate a report. We pull out of the 3D Matterport model a 2D image, drop it into a report, as well as resolution, metadata, all of that goes with it. On top of that, we can take a shareable link and we can move that to where if we just needed to pass this over to someone else, if we came over here, paste, grab the link, paste that, we can send that over to someone on the job site where they might want to know how they get there, how they do it. They can click, they can get back into the model if they want to. Also, as we move through inside, we get inside where we actually generate the reports. And this is where we feel it's powerful and very actionable, to where you can open it up. You can customize these reports to look like anything you want. You can make the images bigger, smaller, they can link. You can have whether issue was resolved or not resolved. Everything comes down into an actual PDF report, as we say, that makes it into the boardroom without having to go step through every single piece of a Matterport model. A lot of the stuff, a lot of things that people are scanning, they're large properties. Even when you can bring a 50,000 square foot building down onto your screen with a digital twin, you're still having to explore, make your way around it. And so that's where we can go in, make that easy. If we want to filter on different items that might be down here, we can filter for things that are just electrical and show me just the electrical. We can jump, find out what it is. We can get anywhere that we need to be, as well as we can build different project types that we might have here. That when you get in, you might have, if you're doing bridge inspections, you're going to have different, categories with, might be, things along the lines of steel section loss or steel cracking. But when you get into pre-loss versus post-loss, everybody's got their different categories, points of interest, custom fields, anything that they might want to bring in. But at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is to make that data actionable in a form that people are used to, where they can sit in a boardroom, review the documents, send them out to people that are in the field. Maybe it's a punch list that they need to get done, or they need to capture certain areas. So they can capture that remotely, have someone back in the office actually go through, mark that up, generate a report, and send it to everybody who needs to take action on it immediately. So that would be inspect in 5 minutes.
That was perfectly 5 minutes, Brandon. Thank you. We have applause from the audience, even. Okay, so we have a couple of questions, Brandon. First is, for the Inspect product, who's a primary user that creates the capture and completes the report?
We've seen, we work with a couple construction companies that do pre-loss inspections for insurance companies that go back in and will handle after the loss. We also are working directly with insurance companies that are wanting to be able to capture quickly in sending people in the field, to where the beauty of what we're doing is it takes someone special to really look at a property and realize what's wrong with it. You have to have those abilities to be an inspection. Matterport's made it so easy to capture a space that we can send almost anybody with an hour of training out to a loss. They can scan, that data immediately flows right back into Inspect. And we've got people that are trained inspectors that are able to mark everything up very quickly and get that claim process moving. And like I said, we built everything not to be complicated, to where even that inspector at the insurance company is able to be off and up and running in less than an hour.
That's awesome. Second question is, can I capture and create the report using a mobile device? So
yes.
Yep, obviously you can capture with iPhone or Android using Matterport, and those captures are of the right quality for you to be able to use and inspect, it sounds like.
Correct. We've run through, we have a lot of, when we get into chains and large, when there's a disaster, we're based in South Louisiana. We're used to storms. We have one working its way to us kind of maybe right now, as a matter of fact. But it takes, you can't go survey thousands and thousands of properties. You just don't have enough people usually that have the skill set from that inspection point of view. So it's, let's capture it, let's get it into Inspect, and let's crank the reports out, at least to find out where do we need to send inspectors first, where they need to go, where do we need to triage, and where do we need to do, and then also to be able to get updates on reports. Where are we? We can do these things very fast. Sure. Speed's key in the loss.